Hi. So today my topic of choice is drug control in Asia. The video basically summarized the growing drug infestation in Middle Eastern and Asian countries with an emphasis on Afghanistan and its outlying countries. The bottom line was that drug control agencies in Central Asia cannot afford to fight alone in the war on drugs. This is potential for a cluster of crimes, personal, property, and policy, as all of them are affected when drugs are introduced into a community. Job scarcity also forces citizens into the drug world via poppy seeds, which are the origin of opium-related products such as heroin. Countries such as Iran, Afghanistan, and Tajikistan are greatly affected. 70% of the world's opium production is from Afghanistan and is spreading in distribution through Asia, Russia, and Europe. Financially, there are many implications. The poppy seed and opium trade has helped fund terrorist cells like the Taliban, and conversely, they give a reliable source of income to many formerly impoverished families. The legal way is the farmers who make $2,000 to $3,000 US yearly. Smugglers and traffickers make unknown large amounts of money. It is anticipated that the trade itself will bring in $50 billion in revenue this year alone. Heroin is highly addictive, and it damages the lives that it encounters, whether it be the families of the drug users or the individuals themselves. These countries cannot combat the war of drugs because they lack funding. Already this is having a social economic effect on the countries, as 1 in almost 50 people are addicted to heroin in Afghanistan alone. Very few treatment centers are available, and they're very far apart and scarce. Future implications include the climbing number of addicts. At almost 500,000 in the world, this may prove to be a serious injustice to the country's productivity. Families will fall into poverty once again, and the economy will begin to sink and fail in these Middle Eastern countries. Drug control agencies are popping up in different states, and they're paying 3 times the amount of local police officers' salaries in many countries. That's in order to minimize temptation to join the crime and to help them destroy the drugs itself. This war on drugs directly affects the U.S. war on drugs and crime by funding terrorists, drug trafficking, and the growth of addiction in America through drug trafficking and smuggling. The 2 criminological theories that I chose to represent this case itself is the classical theory, which states that the benefits outweigh the costs when people pursue self-interest in the absence of effective punishment. A lot of these drug traffickers and smugglers are in impoverished countries where the police system is just not adequate. So many of them go unpunished for years. They usually get caught in the United States or larger countries or more profitable countries such as Europe. The second one was social disorganization theory, where disorganized communities cause crime because of informal social controls that break down and criminal cultures emerge. Drug cartels and smugglers are a prime example of this. They sprout from simply not being policed at all. The cartels take over the countries, they take over the cities, they scare the farmers, and they also use violence as a measure of intimidating their competition, which affects the country itself and the citizens who have nothing to do with the crime. And they lack collective efficacy to fight the crime and disorder. Most of the time, the drug cartels are better armed than the police, which makes it impossible to stop them. In conclusion, the United Nations and the Asian countries must come to an agreement in order to solve these problems. It's going to take a lot of collaborative efforts, a lot of participation from the citizens in order to get the situation under control. There has to be alternate measures of income for the citizens as well, as the drug trade seems to be the most profitable right now.